win, go win, go win, go win, go win, man, go win.
Let's go out to Philadelphia in the city of brotherly love. Let's talk about this big time NFC battle. It was a rematch of the NFC divisional round playoff game between the L.A Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles, as the Philadelphia Eagles overcame a 19-point deficit and beat the L.A Rams 33-26. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford, he went 19 for 33. He threw for 196 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Puka Nacua was balling, 11 receptions, 112 receiving yards. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, he went 21 for 32. He threw for 226 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. A.J. Brown had his best game of the season so far, 6 receptions, 109 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. So, as I evaluated this Rams-Eagles game Sunday afternoon in Philadelphia, it was one song, a great song, that came to my mind as I watched and evaluated this Rams-Eagles game. Yep, the late, great Tupac, How Do You Want It song was on my mind as I evaluated this Rams-Eagles game. And you're probably wondering, as I allow Tupac, the late, great Tupac, the greatest rapper of all time, in my opinion, rap, you're probably wondering, well, what does How Do You Want It have to do with the Rams-Eagles game? After watching the Rams-Eagles game, the reason why How Do You Want It is relevant to the Philadelphia Eagles is because no matter what you do defensively, the Philadelphia Eagles will have an answer offensively, and they can win football games in a multitude of different ways. If you want to play a 5-2 or a 4-3 defense, that's when you have 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers, or 5 down linemen and 2 linebackers, then the Eagles can run the football with Saquon Barkley. If you want to have 9 in the box and you're trying to contain Saquon Barkley, they can throw the football with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown over the top. It does not matter what you do defensively. The Philadelphia Eagles have an answer for literally everything, and they can beat you multiple different ways. However you want it, they can give it to you. Offensively, if you want them to run the football with Saquon Barkley, they can do that. If you want Jalen Hurts to throw the football to his playmakers and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert, they can do that as well. And that's exactly what happened Sunday afternoon at Lincoln Financial Field in the second half when Jalen Hurts went absolutely crazy in that game. And obviously, coming into the season, I talked about my top 5 quarterbacks, and I said coming into the season that the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL were Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Matthew Stafford. After watching what took place Sunday in Philly, I am now ready to say with conviction that Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He has surpassed Matthew Stafford. And the reason why Jalen Hurts now is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL is because of his performance, not only just Sunday afternoon in the second half, but also how he's performed in big games. Jalen Hurts is a bona fide winner. And it doesn't matter if he throws for 100 yards, runs for 80 yards. It doesn't matter if he throws for 250 and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts is a winner at the quarterback position. Let's go over Jalen Hurts' numbers Sunday after falling behind 26-7. Jalen Hurts on 4 drives, he went 16 for 23, 206 passing yards, 9 yards per pass attempt, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. His passer rating was 137. And he didn't have a single passing touchdown before the second half against the Rams. So it wasn't Saquon Barkley who brought back the Eagles in this game. It was Jalen Hurts. And the thing is about Jalen Hurts, we always talk about the most talented quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, like Lamar Jackson, like Josh Allen. And I do feel like Mahomes, Allen, and Jackson are 3 of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. They have the most talent at the quarterback position. But it is something to be said for a Jalen Hurts who continues to win football games. And I saw a stat where I believe Jalen Hurts is like 16-1 in his last 17 games that he has started and finished for the Philadelphia Eagles. And so you can say whatever you want about style points and how it looks. The bottom line is it's the same result for Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles in games that he has started and finished. They have went on a tear, and they have not lost, I believe, since like September of last season. And also in this game, A.J. Brown showed up and balled out. A.J. Brown showed up to the party, and he was balling Sunday for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is A.J. Brown in his first 10 quarters compared to the third and fourth quarter against the Rams Sunday. A.J. Brown, his first 10 quarters, 6 receptions, 35 receiving yards, averaging 5.8 yards per reception, 0 touchdowns. In the second half, against the Rams, A.J. Brown, 6 receptions, 109 receiving yards, 18.2 yards per reception, 1 touchdown. So A.J. Brown showed up and balled out and showed why he still should be recognized as one of the best receivers in pro football. I know sometimes we forget about A.J. Brown because of how dynamic the Eagles are offensively as a football team. But make no mistake about it, A.J. Brown showed up in the second half, and it was almost as if he reminded everyone, have y'all forgotten about who the hell I am? And A.J. Brown was balling. The Rams had no answers for A.J. Brown in the second half of that game. And so for me, watching that game and evaluating that Rams-Eagles game, it really just showed me that the Eagles can win football games multiple different ways. And they always find a way to be able to pull out wins in games that they don't even play their best. They didn't even play their best football Sunday. They were terrible in the first half. They were terrible. And in the second half, they completely flipped the script. Completely. And that Jordan Davis field goal block at the end of the game, that was amazing. That was amazing, seeing the big fella rumble into the end zone and the Eagles, man, overcoming a 19-point deficit against a Rams team that is a playoff contender. The Rams are going to be a playoff team. I believe they're going to win the NFC West, but the Eagles just know how to win. And I think that's another thing that sometimes we take for granted in the NFL. Some teams just know how to win. During the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era in New England, the New England Patriots, they knew how to win. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they know how to win with the Kansas City Chiefs. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and Nick Sirianni, they also know how to win games. That also, within itself, is a skill. Now, you cannot have a great comeback without having a huge collapse as well. And the Rams, they collapse in the second half. Let's go over the Rams' offensive statistics in the first half compared to the second half. In the first half, the Rams had 19 first downs. Second half, they had 7 first downs. In the first half, the Rams had 13 first downs. They had 9 first downs in the second half. That first number at 19 and 7 was the actual points scored. So in the first half, the Rams had 19 points. Second half, they had 7 points. In the first half, the Rams had 212 total yards. In the second half, they had 144 total yards. In the first half, the Rams had 115 rushing yards. In the second half, they had 45. In the first half, the Rams had 97 passing yards. In the second half, they had 99. In the first half, they had 17 minutes time of possession. In the second half, they had 12 minutes time of possession. So Sean McVay in these big games, as great of a coach Sean McVay is, I thought in the second half he got a little conservative, and you have to remain aggressive if you want to knock off the defending Super Bowl champions. And I thought the Rams got a little conservative in the second half, and they did not play with the aggressiveness that it takes to beat a defending Super Bowl champion. And they also, where the Rams went wrong, when they got inside the red zone, they set up for a lot of field goals. They set up for a lot of field goals in this game. They had 4 field goals that they kicked in this game. You are not going to beat the defending Super Bowl champions by scoring 3 points when you get into the red zone instead of scoring 7. You got to score touchdowns and not kick field goals in order to knock off the Philadelphia Eagles. And I thought that also was where the Rams lost this game. They kicked 4 field goals in the red zone. That is not going to be enough to get it done. Do I believe the Rams are legitimate Super Bowl contenders with a healthy Matthew Stafford? Absolutely. I saw Devontae Adams. He had a touchdown reception in this game. Puka Nacua had over 100 yards receiving in this game. But in order for the Rams to reach their ultimate goal and get back to a Super Bowl, they are going to have to score touchdowns when they get inside the red zone and not settle for field goals. Because settling for field goals against the defending Super Bowl champions will get you beat. And that's exactly what happened in this game. But, man, great game all around. A potential NFC playoff matchup between the L.A. Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. And moving forward for both teams, next week in week 4, the Rams are home against the Colts, and the Eagles are in Tampa against the 3-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll see where both teams go from here. But I expect both the Rams and the Eagles to be in the playoffs, and both of the Rams and Eagles to have a say-so on who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year. 2 great teams battled Sunday afternoon in Philadelphia.